What? Huh?
Good thing we didn't record that first part. I'm not trying to get canceled.
Well, you just said podcast.
Oh,
The Stanley part?
Stanley.
Where we're doing the Asian accent, but it was Stanley's voice.
Is he a cat? You can just... Oh, you're not a stacking cat.
You don't like that?
Cat? You don't like being stacked on?
He's already stacked.
Stanley's not a stacking cat.
He's
That's
already
it.
a thick boy. He's pretty stacked.
Love a good... Shout out, Stanley. Love a good stacking cat. You ever try that?
No, I mean, I don't think we really have. Like maybe when he's asleep, but even still, though, they're just about comfort. They don't do anything that they're supposed to do.
I've always a lot of our cats are stacking. Like when we had Slim, he was definitely a stacking cat. You get a lot on that boy. He was also big and fat.
He had some extra room too.
Yeah,
He was missing parts.
Oh yeah, on the balance. Oh dude. I'm not gonna reveal who, but I posted this picture of Slim where, because if you guys are new and you don't know about my RIP Slim, he had 3 legs, and I posted a picture where it looked like he had no back legs. So I just made the caption. I was just like, he's kind of getting tired of it, so we as a family decided to remove his other back leg just for the symmetry.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, whose girlfriend follows me online, was like, "Did you see that? Can you believe they removed his other leg?" And he had to be like, They didn't cut off their cats. Yeah. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
Which always made me self-conscious for the longest time. I've talked about this before, where one time I posted on Facebook, I was like, you ever notice all dogs are boys and all cats are girls? And I had people very seriously be like, Andy, that's not true. And I'd be like, everyone thinks so little of me.
Yeah. It is kind of funny. Sometimes the notes that you get, you're like, oh, that's you. Yeah, that's a joke.
Oh, you think I'm a big dumb idiot?
Wow.
Oh,
that's
okay.
telling.
Thank you.
It's more telling of you than it is of me personally, but
yeah, that's actually like rude. Maybe it's time for Drag the Lake. Welcome to a brand new episode. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Malthrin. With me, as always, the great Pat George. Dude,
the other host.
Dude, we watched wrestling yesterday, and now I just want to intro all this shit like a fucking...
Let's do it.
Dude, because fucking... it was Justin Roberts, who I think he's with AEW right now. I can't remember. But the Hardy Boys came out, and my favorite one, he was just like, Jeff! Like, the way he fucking hit it was crazy. But yeah, man, I'm amped up. Wrestling was very fun last night, and it was a good integration with music because it was West Side Gun, his wrestling promotion, Fourth Rope. And they had a special thing at Empire across the street from the Creek, and it was really cool. I gotta be honest, West Side Gun, solid music to walk out to. Yeah. Like, it's really funny where throughout the whole show, like, a good handful of the songs are the promoter's songs.
Yeah. Well, it works because it's like it's we know
it's
at
the
least
coolest music
that, like, as like maybe it's a type of autism.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a type of just fandom in general.
Yeah.
But like I think in general, me and you are both just fans of production. Like I'm not a wrestling fan, but like I'm not like crawling over shit to go see it. But I would love to go to a wrestling event.
You will have a great time at the show.
And that's what I'm saying is I know because of production, of the fact that even at an indie show, they are attempting on putting on the biggest fucking show. And that's something that I will credit to wrestling exclusively. MMA, like, they try in parts. You see, like, the guy come out, you're like watching this regional thing, and you're like, the mat's like this weird loose, like it's just like gym floor mats, like it's just like puffy, it's like padding, and like you have like the weird cage, and they're doing all this stuff, and then they have a hot ring girl, but she's just like a 6. You know what I mean? Like, and you're like, just don't have a ring girl. Like, there's certain things you don't have to do, and then the guy comes out looking like Bruce Buffer, doing it, and then he goes, "Is everybody ready?" And you're like, oh, that's his catchphrase. And like, it's like, just be yourself. Like, just do your own thing. Wrestling has this thing where there's a uniformity and as like a specificity to each show that like is matched by nothing else. I feel like, except for maybe like true stage theater.
Yeah,
where there's like there are certain rules to every single wrestling show, and they are still able to successfully do it no matter the budget. The budget just ends up being pyro, better cameras, better lighting. Like that's all it is. Like that's what that stuff is. But the meaning of the performance and the actual performance itself is like I was gonna compare it to improv, but that would be too insulting.
Yeah,
like
wrestling's good.
It is. That's what I'm saying. It's like it is a thing where like whether you're improvising or you're doing something else, like there is, unless you actually hear the people going like, all right, now I'm gonna flip you over. Like every once in a while, like that shit kind of takes shit out of it. Yeah. But like everything else of it, like the entrances, the music, everything matters so much. The UFC does it right too. Their entrances are great, and they cannot be matched. But people try to imitate it all the time.
Well, no, that's an
like whereas wrestling, you can kind of imitate it, but still be your own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Wrestling's a really interesting thing too, because like you were talking about money wise. Now, granted, they had some fucking decent names out there, so Fourth Rope specifically definitely has some money behind it.
So AEW, they let them do other stuff too, right? Like it wasn't an AEW. You said it was Fourth Rope.
Well, you know what's funny is WWE's also being like super flexible with shit, because now I think the Hardy Boys are technically under TNA, but they just showed up on.
Yeah, I saw that.
They just showed up on NXT.
Yeah,
and they came out to their music.
They
didn't come out as like fucking Pat and fucking not Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, Pat and Jonathan Hardy.
Yeah, Pat and Jeffrey Hardy.
Richard,
you know what I mean?
And Frederick Hardy.
They came out as Matt and Jeff Hardy to their music.
Doing their hand signal things, like doing the shit, like flipping around.
Yeah, so WWE. Now, Matt and Jeff Hardy's a special case. Like, you're not going to see CM Punk show up at an indie show. Shit like that.
Well, you don't think so?
No. When it comes to, cause
wasn't he at an indie show before he joined AEW too?
But that was just like a quick little run in,
like a run.
That was like a one-off special thing. He that was during his like break of wrestling.
He wasn't contracted under anything.
No. He was just because he basically when he left WWE, he took off for like 7 years before he came back to AEW
for a very short time. And then
stopped by UFC.
Still known as the worst UFC fighter of all time.
And he earned that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's a great wrestler. Love his performances there and his impassioned speeches. And I do truly think he respected martial arts, but he could not talk.
Well, no, I think he was like the nail in the coffin of like, you can't part-time MMA. You have to do all, and also you can't just get into MMA in your 30s.
Yeah.
Or early 40s, whenever the fuck it was.
You can't just start by going, I want to do this, and I've been doing this. Unless you have some other professional, like because even Brock Lesnar was like a football, like he was an athlete. Like,
You have to have that sort of.
He wasn't a superstar.
You have to have that base layer of athleticism that translates to the sport.
Right.
No, but the fuck was I gonna say
about
sidetracked?
Jeff Hardy and them popping in, doing indie stuff. CM Punk wouldn't do indie stuff.
Oh, I was pageantry or whatever the fuck. I forget what we were talking about. But yeah, no, it was just the way. I think the big thing I realized about wrestling is the reason it's so like a good wrestling show. Oh, I remember what it was. Talking about no matter sort of like the pay grade of the wrestling show. So like we're at Fourth Rope. They've got money behind them, but you know what they don't have is there's a lot of wrestlers on the show that unless you're a hardcore fan, you don't know. Like half the show was guys who used to wrestle in WWE, and the other half of the show was dudes I've never heard of. And but the cool thing about a wrestling show is it done right. Like there was this one match we watched. It was like these two Mexican dudes, and within seconds of seeing both guys, you go, I fucking hate that guy. I fucking love that guy.
That's the beauty. That's one of those rules that goes through every wrestling. I could go in there anytime and go, this guy fucking sucks. Because
the one dude was a fucking Eddie Guerrero knockoff, and the other dude, he was just called Cha-Cha something.
Oh, fuck.
And so he had like the when John Cena premiered type gear, and then his shit just said Cha-Cha, and he was like the music was like do, 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 and so he would just be like Cha-Cha, Cha-Cha, and everyone was like, this rules. And then we're all going to the point where I literally texted Nate Lemaire this morning, cha 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 cha, and they both laughed at it. Like, but yeah, it's like a good wrestling show. Within seconds, you're like, I love that guy, and if that guy doesn't win, I'll kill myself.
Right, immediately within seconds. Yeah, so I think that's it's the production of the performance, no matter what. Like I will always respect wrestling, even though I don't give a shit necessarily. I don't follow it as a fan.
Well, I think you to wrestling is how I am to MMA.
Probably.
I like MMA, but I don't deeply care about like the stories and the technique and all that shit.
Yeah, I don't necessarily. Yeah, there's lots of elements of like the history of wrestling is still very and like because especially I was a big fan of it. And that's the thing is going like a lot of like MMA fighters and stuff nowadays are like former fans of like WWE and stuff. So they do take their or even Mortal Kombat. That's my favorite thing is a lot of people that are fans of Bloodsport, Mortal Kombat, and like that generation, my generation, are the people that are kind of leading a lot of are leaders in these productions.
Yeah.
Like whether it be UFC, wrestling, any kind of thing, like it is respected. Fight Island was basically Bloodsport coming to life.
Oh yeah, like it was like Kumite.
Yeah, it was like fuck, and like that's the thing that
they literally put Kumite into UFC 4.
Oh,
it was I played a bunch of UFC 4, and it was my favorite feature. You could do Kumite.
Yeah, it's a respect or something like that. Like it's a mutual respect. It's the same way how I've turned my ire from the ICP group itself, but now like even Juggalos, like when I found out how they even think about some Juggalos, like some of them are fucking retarded. Like realistically, you realize there's still an appreciation to story, to production, to like and a dedication to being that. Oh, I do appreciate that.
Yeah, the hatred for wrestling fans is so easy. That's actually, I was talking to Steph about, I think I'm going to post here and there on Twitter, like links or maybe if I have a joke or something, but I'm going to actively force myself to be like less involved in Twitter because it's like every single fucking thing that happens. And I get the irony. I put out like probably 12 hours of me talking every week. I get it. I get the irony. But just this whole fucking thing of you're just scrolling through Twitter and you're like, can you guys just make jokes? Why does everyone have to give their take? And they're like, over-analysis of every fucking moment. You're like, just shut the... And it gets to the point where it's turning in... everything's like Reddit energy on there now. Like, I literally... So I had this thought because I just watched this long video about, like, why technology is not fun. And they made some interesting... they made the argument, like, streaming was supposed to be cheaper. And I go, I don't know who promised you that.
Cheaper than what?
Cable, which I think it's technically not.
No, it was supposed to be. It was originally different because you could just get this, or this.
Yeah.
But now it's like nobody wants the a la carte because the a la carte now is way more expensive than any cable package ever.
See, I think
like it's like Netflix is like $20. Fucking Hulu, if you want to get commercial free, is like $14. Like each one of them is quite a bit of money. Like,
I think if you hash it out, I don't think it's more expensive, but if it's the same price, it's people always leave out the fact they're like, streaming is exponentially better than cable.
I'll tell you low key, the hack is YouTube Premium and fucking Tubi.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't think I need other than... If I wasn't a married man, I would not have anything besides YouTube. Oh, well, ESPN, obviously.
Well, I did the math.
I would pay for ESPN.
I did the math the other day, and I was thinking, the hack really is get married and split the fucking shit. That's the real hack. Yeah. I go, you don't have a wife to pay for half the apps. Yeah. No,
she pays for all of them.
All right, we get it. You got a huge hog, dude. No, I was thinking about that too. Where it's like if I was single, I'd be like, I would pay for YouTube Premium, and then you realize after you have YouTube Premium, you got a lot of the shit you need,
dude.
And
like most you said, Apocalypse Now, unedited, the Redux is on YouTube.
Yeah,
I watched.
Yeah,
dude, some of the parts. By the way, I'm gonna touch you because I need to connect with you on this.
Please.
It's devastating to me that
they connect.
They cut most of the scenes that I think were cut from the original, the Redux. Eventually the director's cut that came out. Very little of the other movie was in there. There's like a good amount of titty taken out of the movie.
They took titty out?
They acquainted themselves with the Playboy bunnies. At later down the river, they end up at this village, and this is the part where they say they cut it because it was all rainy and shit. No, it was they stopped there.
You know what makes titties worse?
What?
Wetness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know when titties get...
It's actually
I know what I hate titties to do. Be shiny.
I understand why they took it. Andy. I do. But it was a very kind of lighthearted scene about these dudes splitting up and like pairing up with each one of them with a playmate. And it was kind of like a rom-com-y. This is the tits and the comedy that he was talking about.
Yeah.
That he added that was eventually taken out of the movie.
Yes.
Because they were all like, it was like this weird thing where he's like, hey, oh, you're not Miss December? Well, can you wear this wig so you look like even in Nam, he's like, you're not perfect enough. Like, could you wear this wig? They're in the middle of the shit, and they are trying to hook up with these playmates, and it's this really weird. The surfer guy that's all fucked up on acid is like, she's like having this weird existential crisis, and he's just kind of like,
Did they take it out because it just felt like extra shit?
It was definitely, it did not add to the story. It kind of did add levity and kind of humor to this movie
which it could have used, honestly.
It could have, but also I understand why they would want a completely serious version of it.
Yeah.
Where they have this, even the sex and the thing, including the bunnies in the original cut, was like still very animalistic, and they were like attacking them, and they had to escape the fucking whatever it's called. The what's it called?
POW?
No, what's the shows that they put on?
Oh, USO show?
USO. I couldn't think of the letters. I was like, POW's not right.
It's fine.
They're not prisoners of wackiness.
Remember when I was talking about fucking Waco and I couldn't remember grenade? You just hit a word.
The boom.
Yeah.
The boom ball.
That was also, I was proud of the line because you were fucking getting in my ass about it.
Yeah.
And then I felt like it went a little bit too long, and I go, everyone heard it. Or something like that. I forget what I said. It was better than that.
But I think it was funny that is all, titties and all, is on just YouTube. But you have to have YouTube Premium to, I guess, watch the tits.
I think actually,
I didn't know there's tits on YouTube Premium.
No, there's very occasionally. Fucking Every Time I Die did that one time.
They had tits?
They definitely had dong.
They got tits on there?
In the
yeah.
What's the one, Decaying with the Boys?
We accidentally watched that one. Wasn't that you had to edit that out? And we were like, oh fuck.
Yeah, Decaying with the Boys. You can see a little bit of dong, and I think I've seen one every time. I think they put titty in an Every Time I Die video one time. I think you get like an artistic pass if it's like subtle and artistic,
or if you name it Redux.
Yeah, Redux.
Or
that's what we should do.
Here's a correlation. They have the song Apocalypse Now and Then.
We could post hardcore porn Redux on YouTube.
Let's do it.
Oh, so
let's get to fucking each other.
So that video I was watching. No, because like I think that is a good point we were making, where everyone always goes. Because like realistically, like if you have YouTube TV, you have a lot of shit you need, and then it's like, yeah, you're probably gonna get one or two other apps. And I do think like if you're not being gluttonous, it is the same price or a little bit cheaper than cable.
Yeah.
And also everyone always leaves. And I'm not
YouTube
trying.
TV.
No, just like
doing
streaming apps.
Okay,
and shit.
YouTube TV right now
It's pretty
it's like
good.
basic cable, and I like it a lot.
It's really good.
It's like $80, I think, or 84 or something. So
so there was a part about that. There's a part about that. There is. I didn't know about this. It is like the way that these sports companies, like the NFL and the NBA,
I was so afraid of sounding like boomers when we were talking about this in general, and then you're like, oh, these sports
companies.
Like how you said it, I thought you were gonna these sports nowadays.
I've been trying to.
I don't even understand. Pull your pants up.
I've been trying to try to be better about gathering my thoughts, and it's forcing me to slow down. So I have weird pauses.
I apologize, but you
don't have to
The
apologize.
sports.
It was very funny.
I'm trying to watch the sports, and I don't even know which app they'll go to.
Well, no, when it say it comes to basketball, or have you ever heard the term blackout games?
Yes.
Yeah,
and basketball games.
Yeah, it's like what and basketball games.
I thought you were talking about basketball games. I thought that's what you were saying.
Well, no, actually, back in the day, it was blackout.
Yeah, black
games.
Blackout. It was Blackout? Games. Games. Go ahead.
Guys, blackout?
Blackout?
All right, games.
Honestly, dude,
Woo!
great riff. We just riffed the fuck out of that. You're welcome.
You just got riffed. No, there's like these. I don't know what the fuck it is exactly. I think it has to do with deals with like the networks and shit.
Oh,
but
yeah.
There will be random moments in the middle of the season where it's like, oh, I can't. And it's not something where it's like say we were trying to watch the Sixers now.
Yeah.
It's like, who's the Texas basketball team?
Mavericks? Dallas Mavericks?
It's like if we were trying to watch the Dallas Mavericks and we lived in Dallas, but for whatever reason,
anytime they play at home, you can't watch.
You can't watch it. And then I remember people bitching about this with like the NFL Network, where apparently you can't just like pay for it for your team, and you can't do that with any of these leagues.
Yeah.
Like websites and shit. So the sports shit is completely fucked. But then.
Well, no, I was going to say that's what fucked us. So when we moved to Pennsylvania, it was 2015, and that year the Tampa Bay Lightning made the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And it was weird because like we were able to like borrow someone's pass or some login or something like that, and it worked that year. But the next season, so if I bought the NHL Network, which I should be able to just watch a bunch of fucking games, and then every once in a while, like they're like, oh, blackouts do apply. But where we lived in central Pennsylvania was we were blacked out of Pittsburgh games, Philly games, Washington games. We were blacked out of fucking Rangers games, Devils games, Islanders games. So, like, that's a lot of our division. That's a lot of our fucking conference that the Lightning play. So the regular season was fucking shot. I had to try to get someone's like cable login to be able to try to watch like these local. But then once I got like YouTube TV or whatever, I was able to access Pittsburgh home games, like all this other stuff. So then I didn't need the NHL Network. So like it ended up working out to where ESPN and UFC and ESPN and the NHL all have a deal. And those are the main sports I watch. So if I just get the ESPN Plus app,
you get a lot of it.
I get almost everything I need.
Yeah, dude.
It's way better.
That's who I have.
I'm just lucky, though.
That's who I have so much sympathy for in the modern age.
Blackouts are fucking crazy.
I didn't realize how crazy it was until like I've been paying closer attention to the Eagles for the past couple years.
Yeah.
But like this was the season I really started paying attention to them, and I'd watch them every so often.
Yeah.
And it's like the fucking thing where you're like, which app is the game on today?
Yeah.
You're like, dude, the modernization of sports fandom. They got to figure it out.
ESPN,
it sucks ass to be a sports fan right now.
They're starting to split it now because like now ESPN games are not broadcast on ESPN Plus app, and I'm like, what?
It's your network.
It's in the name.
Yeah, dude. They got to figure out. Something with sports. So that part of the video, I had so much sympathy for sports fans. Yeah. I didn't fully comprehend how fucking wacky it was, but this was my favorite part. So the video is probably like 45 minutes long. Mm-hmm. They get the streaming shit out of the way. They get the fucking sports shit out of the way. The last, like, whatever it is, 20 minutes, half hour. And he's just talking about all this shit with, like, social media and the doom scroll and how all the different apps, they track you and, like, every app is turned into a scroll and all this other shit. And he goes hardcore into it for, like, 20, 30 minutes. I get to the very end and I just go, oh, so you just got to put your phone down.
Yeah.
And like there's this weird thing now with technology where you're like, people are like, we got to figure it out. And I've realized, I go, no, you don't. You just got to stop doing it.
Yeah.
You don't got to don't figure Twitter out. Just stop using it.
Everybody, yeah. You don't have to. Just do the thing that comes naturally.
And you know what
you don't have to worry.
Is?
I've never worried about. I think I've downloaded TikTok maybe once or twice, and I've given it a little bit of effort, but then immediately it was like, I give up. This is not for me.
Well, you know what the greatest irony of all this stuff is? With the implication of social media, things like anxiety, depression, suicide had shot up with the popularization of social media. And so like the solution to that is like, just put the phone down. Just put it away. Which, the irony of all that shit, the solution, broadly speaking, some of it is chemical, but the solution to like anxiety and depression and manic thoughts and stuff is to not try to figure it out. It's to go, hey man, I'll talk to you later. It's to literally like move past it and to just like take those thoughts and go like, hey, you go over there with that. And it's literally like this thing causing you endless anxiety. You actually deal with it the same way you deal with your anxiety.
Yeah.
As if you try to like push through it and ignore it.
Yeah. Just push through it.
Yeah.
Ignore it.
Yeah.
Is that the best way to do it?
Well, no, it's not sorry, that did sound bad.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, wait, I mean, hey, I'm all for giving bad advice.
I should say, let me give. That's so
I'm down.
funny.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Wait, let me clarify. It's more in the context of like intrusive thoughts and stuff.
Yes.
And like,
don't let it rule you.
When you get obsessive. And also, in the same vein, there's a lot of people now who like identify with their mental illness or mental health problems.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's kind of a thing you just have to like, acknowledge it's there, but push through and keep it moving.
Yeah,
literally, I've said it before.
It's an excuse. It's not. Yeah, it's a hurt. It's supposed to be a hurdle. It's not supposed to be your excuse out of things.
But it's just this. It made me laugh so hard having that realization of just like, oh yeah, literally just don't use it.
Yeah,
we're all giving ourselves so many fucking problems and so much stress.
Yeah,
and you're like. I think people have tricked themselves with Twitter into thinking it's like, because there is this argument where, if you want to be those dudes who go online every day and argue about politics to no end and shit like that, Twitter has become some sort of like a town center for stuff like that, for discourse and things like that online. But at the same time, if you never open the app, are you really missing out that much? You know what I mean?
No. It's the thing where it's cool because it has boobs and stuff. And mine
doesn't even have boobs.
What, Twitter?
I never see boobs ever.
Boobs just like, but they're there. They're available. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do search for them constantly.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised they don't just show up though. But it's a thing that if you're doing it still does the for you.
About that too.
Yeah, if you're searching them for sure. But if it's still like it's a thing where. If I never looked at Twitter again, I would not change my life. It would only change my life for the better.
Well, I think that's what social media has done to us, because I know one of my biggest things from being younger is like FOMO has really fucked with me my entire life.
Yeah. And
like social media has that huge effect where it's like, bro, open up Twitter. There's probably something crazy there. There's something new happened like in the news. And it's like the more because I told you, I've been shifting out of like the daily wanting to give a fuck about like politics and shit like that. I still pay attention, but it's not as I just don't. I used to enjoy it more when I didn't know as many things, and now I know more things, and I go, oh, there's not. You get to the end of the rabbit hole, and it's just a bunch of gay guys 69ing.
Yeah,
metaphorically.
Yeah, I think there's. I
do see that on Twitter.
Yeah. I do search that. Yeah, that does show up in my algorithm. But there is a weird thing with. I feel like. It's not that necessarily like it's knowing your limit with social media, but also finding the one that actually works. Mm-hmm. So like Instagram it works for me as long as I don't follow the pervy stuff for the most part. Like it stays pure to be like where it's like it lets me know about shows that are coming up.
Yeah.
Because literally that's what I follow it for now is that and like cat videos and shit like that. And then also advertising.
Bro, I can't tell you how many cat videos pop up in my feed.
Yeah.
And it's like, Pat George like this.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I like them all.
And then you know what I do? I like them right back.
Right, because they're nice.
Because they're fucking awesome.
They're not hurting anybody. So it's a nice thing to see a cat eating an alligator tail or some kind of treats on glass. You know what I mean? You get to hear him go.
Have you gotten that? When they eat them on glass.
Oh my god, it's so cute!
I've never seen them eat from that angle.
That works for me. But like Twitter and shit like that, I just watched some guy fucking get knocked out or shot in the head or some shit. Like, and I'm like, I don't want this. Why is this for me? It makes you feel like it's more important than it is. But it's really just like if Twitter is something that is like you find enjoyment from it, or you have a pure Twitter. It's good. Keep going. But like, it's just odd. It's just added all this crazy static in my life.
That's what it is for me with Twitter. Twitter is too much noise right now.
Yeah.
It's just like I was saying before.
Everything's red alert. You got oh my god! Did you see this briefing? And it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Twitter is also just, you get a, like, dude, if it was just videos of people getting murdered or raw footage of the news or shit like that, like current events happening, I would love it. It's the fact that it's like you get bombarded with just, this is how you're supposed to think.
With everybody's reality.
I don't need everyone's opinion on it.
Yeah.
So it's just, because I joke, I go,
I joke.
I joke. You know, I get the irony of me constantly talking about this shit, but it's like, I'm not like jumping in your face going like, hey, fucker, listen to my podcast. Like, you have the option to listen or not listen.
Well, it's also the fact that like our advice is turn this off.
Yeah. And that's the
like it's the thing. If we fire you up, we're sorry. Turn it off. Don't listen to us. Like, that's the thing. We only want people that fucks with us. We don't necessarily. We're not here to force this on anybody or tell you that this is how it is. It's the fact that like I don't think what we're saying is wrong. It's just the fact that like when someone's opinion is like, oh, I watched this interview with this dad who's suspected of killing his wife. I think he's guilty, and it's like, all right, okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a thing. Well, what are you actually offering that's, like, helpful?
And it's more than that, too, because every opinion is just someone trying to be like, here's the angle no one else has saw. And then you just read the dumbest shit you've... That's the other thing that gets me. It's like everything I read on there now is the dumbest thing I heard that day. Yeah. You're just topping...
It doesn't help.
The discourse is... It's another thing people don't talk about enough. The discourse on there is very fucking stupid.
But if I didn't have the Instagram feed that I have, I wouldn't be so up on like Haywire is coming back to San Antonio. I know they were just here for that.
I just saw them, and this is a good segue. Let's get out of that. And
I wouldn't know about what else? Who else? Flagman's coming this month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where at?
I think it's Emos or I don't know. I have it here, but But like all these other like that's legitimately what I'm trying
Instagram's
to really
so
focus.
Good for shit like that.
Yeah. I'm really just trying to focus on just having it be like as productive as possible. That's the other thing. I had that Dropkick Murphys clip.
Oh, yeah.
So Flagman is coming to Austin, Texas at the Empire.
No, Empire.
Smart Punk House / Smart Punk House. But that's on the 15th. Oh, shit. Is that tomorrow?
That might be tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. That's tomorrow. Uh-oh.
True. Well, how was the show, Pat?
Oh, man. I had such a great time seeing the Flagman yesterday. Or today. Or tomorrow. What? But, yeah, that's basically what it is. But
but I did see...
you got to go to the... what was it called again?
It was called Not So Fun Weekend.
So this was...
You know what was funny about it? What? It was a pretty fucking fun weekend.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
Not so fun. Very fun.
I gotta be honest, dude. Hardcore is really ruining me for bands I want to go see live. Dude, I gotta tell you, there ain't nothing better in this world than having a couple beers and standing on the edge of a pit during a hardcore band show. I saw this band. There's this band there called Big Boy, which I think has one of the members of Tsunami in. I forget which one. I want to say it's their guitarist or something. But yeah, so there's this band Big Boy, and they were a funny one because I've listened to them a few times on Spotify. They're still a really new band. They only have like demos out, so the recordings are okay. Dude, their live show, 1,000 times better because there was a real tender loving care to like... I'm going to make sure everyone's having fun.
Yeah.
So, like, the lead singer, he kept being like, he kept saying this shit, which the more he said it, the less it made sense.
Yeah.
But to get everyone amped up in the pit, he kept being like, show me where you're from. Like, if I mosh a certain way, he's going to be like, oh, Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Somebody's from Sarasota.
But he said it so many times that people kept getting the cue that he would go, show me where you're from. You'd see the pit get a little bit more boisterous.
Yeah.
He kept yelling. This was my favorite. He kept going, hard body. Just like, you know me, dude. I get a couple of the beers in me. Someone yells some shit. I go, okay.
Yeah, got it.
Got it. Copy that, Mr. Big Boy.
You're a real Manchurian Candlepit.
I am, dude.
Boom, 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 bam, boom, boom, bam, boom, bam,
Like and subscribe. Yeah,
Drag the leg.
and I like I like Big Boy a lot because there's a real resurgence of not resurgence, I don't know, but like the whole rap rock is making a big swing in hardcore right now.
Yeah.
We got bands like Big Boy,
Resistor,
Gridiron, Resistor. There's a lot of, and they're just like, it's not like it. This was funny. I was watching Trapped Under Ice were there. Legendary hardcore band. Fucking fantastic.
still haven't got out, huh?
What?
They haven't got out yet, huh? It wasn't even that cold here. I mean, you figured most of that sumbitch would have melted. Get on out of there.
Guys, subscribe to the fucking podcast.
This is why I was not allowed at the festival. I was.
Yeah, they're like, no puns or bits.
They had a picture of me with the Ghostbuster symbol on it, and they're like, "Get the fuck out!
Get the fuck out, Pat. You're
You do not take this seriously enough."
We are all very serious, tough guys.
Yeah.
We are all here. We're all very serious, and we need to do our moves.
Trapped Under Ice is not. It's just a name.
So Trapped Under Ice, legendary hardcore band, when they're playing, it was very funny, and you could apply this to a lot of the hardcore bands. You're like, dude, someone could very easily rap over this, and it would not sound that crazy. So that's like a consistent in a lot of hardcore bands. But then on top of that, there's just a bunch of bands, like I said, Big Boy, Gridiron, Resistor, shit like that, where you're like, oh, they're literally just rapping.
Yeah.
And I'm always whatever on the recording. Brother, when that happens live, it's such a fucking party, man.
So fun.
It's so fun.
It's so fun. It's that other band, like one, not in the same realm by any. Well, kind of actually, I guess. The Aura Wave, I think they're called. They're the.
I haven't heard of them.
They're the reggae metal band.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
you were telling me about them.
We like played it. I think we played a little bit of them before, but
Gotcha.
That's another thing where I'm like, I want to see that live. Bill Murray's another one where like. That's not typically the type of show that I would get fucking pumped at, but I could see myself loving that show. Yeah, because I love Bill Murray, the band. Yeah, the guy. I'm tempered. I like him.
You had a funny tweet.
Yeah.
What was it? What was
Bill Murray's lying ass.
Yeah.
Because he starts the podcast with Joe Rogan by like, I never heard of you ever. I'm like, just. Yes, I understand. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yes, you did, Bill Murray.
Why are you on the show then? You're also on Hot Ones. You're also on all the hottest podcasts right now.
Yeah.
Because you're promoting a movie, you fucking hack. Shut the fuck up. You can't be cool and 87 years old.
Yeah,
idiot.
the only.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of Bill Murray's fucking thing.
Well,
you're not aloof.
I flipped on Bill Murray after like the fourth video of him showing up at a bar and just serving drinks, and I go, oh, he's just giving away free booze.
And he wants to be the center of attention. Yeah, he loves being the center of attention, but he's just like, but on my terms.
Well, I don't know if it's like being in comedy or whatever. Like, don't get me wrong. I definitely have the only time I'm going back to wrestling. Yeah. Wrestlers are when I get starstruck.
Yeah.
If anyone else, I could give a fuck.
Yeah, you might go like, oh shit.
Yeah,
but like that's it.
No, literally, like that's happened so many.
But it's not like humming.
That's happened so many times being in Mitzi's at the mothership. You'll see like a crazy celebrity, and you'll be like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
But if I started,
they're a lot shorter than I thought. Like it's always like shorter, taller. Oh, like weird. They got a weird head. Like,
dude,
like shit
real.
like that. Where I'm like, whoa.
For real, actually,
that's always where I go.
Except I saw Ben Kissel at the mothership.
Ugh.
He is he was on the last podcast on the left. He got kicked off because they found out he was a pretty cool guy.
Wait, what?
What?
What was he?
He just drank.
A legend.
He just drank a bunch, and then fucking girls remembered shit wrong. No.
No, I didn't know which way it was. I was just like, wait, Ben Kissel, what is that?
No, it was he had a whole fucking thing. The vibe was, remember how it was like with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard?
Yeah, shit on your bed.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're both drunk cokeheads.
Yeah.
And you guys,
this is a toxic relationship.
Yeah, you're both drunk cokeheads that tussle sometimes.
Yeah.
That was the vibe. That's the vibe I got with Ben Kissel.
I got you.
So she's lying.
So sorry.
Also,
Henry. This is by the way, this is a huge digression from Trapped Under Ice. I'm not going to let you forget.
Yeah.
We're about to talk about how awesome they were.
We're trapped under this topic.
I was touching the mic.
My guy. No. Also, Henry and Marcus. I love them, but they did my band dirty. Anyway.
Sorry to do that to you.
What?
I'm sorry to do that to you.
Yeah. They They did that to me.
Remember the very fun weekend that you had despite the name.
I did.
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah.
Wait, it says weekend, by the way. Did you? I thought you only. Was there only one day?
It was
of
one
shows?
day. The weekend title was misleading.
That's the only bullshit part.
Yeah. They could have called it Not So Fun Fest. Because it was I feel like one day is allowed to be called Fest.
You can call it Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah. One day's a fest. Weekend would have to be. I went to the Camp Anarchy thing, and it was 3 days.
Yeah.
It was. Like
yeah. Camp?
Yeah.
3 days minimum.
Minimum.
If you're gonna put camp in the title,
yeah.
No, the show. I just got reaffirmed. I go, hardcore's for me the best live performance.
Yeah.
And you were talking about Flagman. That would be the other one where it's like I either want to see a hardcore band going doom 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 and like the whole fucking show, or I want to see a band like Flagman being like doing crazy shit that I can sit there with my arms crossed judging them and knowing I couldn't play anything they're playing.
Yeah, you want to watch the show.
You just want to watch a guy do something you could never do. Going, he messed that one part up.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. See, he forgot to turn it up. His guitar was down. That's why.
The third sweep, you missed it. You were a little late on it. But yeah, a lot of I do want to give a shout out to a couple of the bands there. Holy Blade, which is heavy AFI. They were very good.
Oh, bro, I just shared that not too long ago. This old clip of AFI from like '96 or something.
I saw that.
Oh my god, dude! I was like, man, I love old AFI.
Sing for the Sorrows AFI rips, but pre-sing the Sorrows AFI is a different different thing.
You reminded me of the fact of like old AFI ripped.
Dude, you might honestly, no joke, you might want to check out Holy Blade because they're basically AFI.
Okay,
it's crazy. They got the whoa-ohs and everything. And actually, there's this other band, Cosmic Joke.
What's the whoa-ohs? What was the name?
It was whoa 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 whoa
cha cha
cha cha cha.
I'm in the cha cha now.
Dude, that dude fucking ruled.
No, but seriously, was it? Holy Sword?
Holy AFI Blade. Holy Blade.
Holy Blade. God damn it.
Oh. Holy whoa.
I don't know if you know this.
Breaking news.
Artist?
All right.
Guys, shut the fuck up. Hey, shut the fuck up.
Actually, there's a band called Cosmic Joke who they were just a punk band.
Yeah.
A lot of the bands at these fests are hardcore adjacent. They're just a punk band.
Some people call punk bands hardcore.
Well,
it's really strange to me. Like Minor Threat's a hardcore band in a lot of people's minds, and I'm like, that's a punk band.
See, to them, I don't know. Hardcore to me is just like I say all the time: breakdowns, 2-step parts, like fast circle pit parts.
Yeah.
So like when I go Minor Threat's hardcore punk.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. If 7 Seconds is punk and Minor Threat is hardcore, then they're both hardcore punk. You know what I mean? Like, because they're essentially.
Yeah.
I've made this argument many times in the past. If you like Minor Threat but you're just tired of the bullshit, listen to 7 Seconds.
If you like Minor Threat but you don't like fedoras.
Yeah, exactly.
And you want to be a dickhead who moshes.
That's another band. Isn't Minor Threat? Aren't all those original members around? They're not. They're just not doing Minor Threat.
Well, they're busy being gay as fuck.
I'm at a house show. This is so cool.
I'm standing still, only eating vegetables.
Like he's literally talking about what you're doing, but at like kids' houses, where it's like now it's creepy.
Yeah.
Now it's like you're at a teenager's house. It's cool in the eyes of punk rockers, but it's also like, just like it's cool for the lead singer Brand New to groom teenagers. Teenager. Sorry.
Wait, who said that was cool?
Oh, it's not.
Oh.
That's what it is. It's not cool to show up to a teenager's house for a
I'm
show.
going to send some apology text then.
You guys need anybody to buy you a beer? I won't drink it. Don't worry.
Actually, Brand New is cool. Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, it's Dom. That's Dom screaming it from the kitchen.
Fucking Lemaire tried to hit me with that. He's like,
Brand New's cool.
No, he was like, did you hear about your boy? And I go, who? He's
the guy from Brand New. Yeah,
like,
that was on the podcast.
I go, that's not my boy.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What the fuck? Don't put that on me.
Yeah. But sorry.
Oh yeah, no.
Other shout outs.
Yeah, shout outs. Cosmic Joke ripped.
Yeah.
Oh, so I respected the hell out of them because they were like, they felt like a modern day Descendants. They were very good, but like, there's these bands, like I said, who are hardcore adjacent, who they're not like a pure hardcore band, but they do all the stuff. Cosmic, like, they definitely had some parts you could two-step to, but they were just a punk band. And they, like, I felt like they had to work double duty because, dude, hardcore fans, it's so goddamn funny. you play the shit that they can dance to, they are fucking going crazy. They respond immediately. Bro, if you're not playing, like I said, a two-step part, or there wasn't, the way this show was, there wasn't a lot of circle pits. So if you're not playing a two-step part or a breakdown, they have no fucking idea what to do.
Yeah.
It was either two-step breakdown, two-step hardcore dance, or stand perfectly still staring at the band.
Yeah, like they don't know how to like circle pit. Like, just the area that normally was like where you like kind of go crazy. Just same area, but just run around.
Well, because
bump into each other.
Well, that was the thing. And they like. So the area we were all standing, they would have this like huge square slot right in front of the stage for everyone to do their hardcore dancing.
Yeah.
And when he kept telling them, he literally kept saying, he goes, "We're a punk band, move up." And like people were not understanding it. They're like, "But we have to have room for the pit."
Well, this is the Kicky Punch.
And then they would play a bunch of songs that you couldn't dance to like that. And they'd just be like, "We're a punk band."
Were they literally saying that?
Bro, like he said it like 3 times. He wasn't being a dick about it.
No, but he
kept trying to, and this is why I'm giving him so much props, because he kept trying to be positive about it.
Yeah.
And he's like kept being like, "I'm telling you, we're a punk band, move up."
Yeah.
And that's why I give them so much credit, because they were working double duty basically, and they did like, bro, like. There could have been 2 people. There could have been 2,000 people. They were giving it their fucking all.
Yeah, yeah.
And I respected the shit out of them.
I always respect that. That goes back to us talking about production, performance, all the other P's.
Yeah.
Penises.
Yeah. A lot of great bands. Who's the other one? Oh yeah, like I said, Big Boy crushed it. The big band, one of the big bands that stood out to me is our boys in Haywire, who are not certain. I was still asking questions
Even
about
after the performance. I thought for sure seeing them live, you would have had some answers for us.
None. Here's my thing. I don't care.
Yeah.
Haywire's good. Have your logo. You
talked about that with Tyler on the podcast at Panties, and he was saying something about like there was a hardcore band that uses like drops N-bombs.
Oh yeah, he was.
And I was like, wait. I was like, what? That sounded so crazy to me, and then I was like, but it's not a black guy.
Well, this was what I was realizing.
Yeah.
He was talking about E-Town Concrete, who are a notoriously like ignorant, like they just.
After that discussion, it made me my theories about Haywire like kind of go like, oh, they're not saying it. Like if there's bands in the scene just saying shit like that, and they're not saying that they're racist, but
Tyler also he made it seem like that's super prevalent.
Yeah, I had no knowledge of it.
E-Town Concrete is like an insane, like E-Town Concrete rules. Don't get me wrong, like their music's good.
Yeah.
But they're one of those bands that's like insane dudes.
Yeah.
And they're from like the 90s.
Yeah.
Like that's the part he left. It's not like they put out an album last week and said the N-word on it.
Yeah.
They're a rap rock hardcore band that probably said it in the 90s.
Yeah.
But no, like the thing with, I kept joking about it with like, and I really want to make this point. I don't fucking care because I love Haywire, and then Suburban Scum's my new favorite band, which is the same lead singer as Haywire. He's in both bands.
That's cool.
But there's this weird thing where like, there's this weird thing in the hardcore community, and I'm calling out the fucking Twitter hall monitors because all you guys big up Haywire, but if the lead singer, like if Haywire's logo is an iron cross,
right?
There's nothing to say about it.
Yeah.
But if the lead singer of Kubla Khan likes a guy's post where he says he's going to vote for Trump, he's a Nazi?
Yeah.
I don't care about any of it. I'm just saying.
Have some consistency.
I'm saying you're all inconsistent retards.
Yeah.
And it's annoying.
Yeah.
I'm super pro Haywire. They fucking went off.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Who went first? Suburban Scum?
Suburban Scum went earlier in the day.
How was that?
Great. He was shitting on all the straight edge bands.
Nice.
Dude, I got to be honest too. I
say, now I don't care if you're racist or not either. You got my vote.
Dude, I got to be honest. I used to be like live and let live on the straight edge shit. Maybe that's not the right term. But I used to kind of be like a little more friendly about the straight edge shit. I got to be honest. Like when you're in the middle of your fucking show, I've never been to a show with a straight edge band who's so vocally straight edge. When you're in the middle of your set and every fucking song you go, straight edge. This is more my straight edge. It's not like every song Haywire was going, we drink beer.
Yeah.
I like beer. He had
Unless you're Every Time I Died, not every song's about partying.
Yeah, it's like, dude, Haywire had one song where the beginning of it where he goes, this song's about getting fucked up. But it's like, yeah, he's telling you what the song's about.
Yeah, this one is.
Bro, the fuck. And also, too, the straight edge bands they're not just passionate. They seem like, oh, if you don't behave the right way around them, they're going to beat you up. And I go, like, how are you the better people?
Was the venue selling, the festival area selling beer?
Bro, I realized this is the best part about Hardcore Fest.
Yeah.
Is when half the bands are straight edge, the lines for beer are short.
Oh.
You remember going to see Kublai Khan? You remember how long it took to get beer?
Yeah.
What if that was 1/100th of that?
Yeah.
Bro, it was so quick to get beer. It was amazing.
That's pretty awesome. And what a couple of vegans shoot you some dirty looks. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was but yeah, I got to be honest. The straight edge shit is so fucking annoying. It's so we've already talked about.
I don't care. Yeah, we don't care if you're straight edge.
It's just weird to make your identity about the thing you don't consume.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Like again, with Haywire, they're saying, or Suburban Scum, whoever, they're just going like, this song's about getting fucked up. This song's about something else. Not every song is.
Yeah.
This is about being...
Dude, it's not even like every song. It's like in between every song, they're like, straight edge! Ah!
All right.
I know so great! Ah!
Yeah. Nobody said otherwise, bud, except for...
No, and you know what the funniest part was? Fuck it. Besides, obviously, like the big headliners of like Trapped Under Ice, God's Hate, and shit. Out of all the like regular bands in the middle, I watched every band. The people went off the most for Suburban Scum and Haywire. You know, because sometimes people can have 6 beers and stop.
Yeah.
But yeah, Suburban Scum was great. I forget if it was Suburban Scum or Haywire, but there was a moment where, it was. I think it was Suburban Scum. The lead singer was like asking for a cigarette.
Yeah.
Which that's just a great way to get me to like you.
Yeah.
As your band's doing sound check, you ask the audience for a cig.
Yeah.
And then everyone just starts throwing him cigs.
That's awesome.
So there was just like
That's so cool.
Like 20 cigs were just getting launched at this guy.
That's pretty cool.
And it was nice too to go to the show and see sets like that. And you realize you're like, oh, yeah, the fucking hall monitors are just on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm sure the hall monitors were there, but they're
never going to say any of that.
They're just going to sit in the back and wait to complain on Twitter. And you're like, okay, it's just, once again, we were talking earlier, you don't got to go on Twitter.
It's not on, it's
I
not
don't
real.
think you need to go
None
on
of it's
Twitter.
real.
It's none of it's real. But yeah, there were a lot of great bands. God's Hate, they were an interesting live show because they were fucking fantastic.
God's Hate, Andy's Love.
Andy loves God's Hate. No, they were great to watch. Brody King's the fucking man. He's also a wrestler. So
That's what it was. I knew there was a connection to I was like, didn't you see a wrestling guy at the festival?
Yeah.
And then he wrestled the next night, right?
He did in like a different fucking state.
That's crazy.
Which props to him.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like that is somebody who is probably, and I don't mean this to sound like a bat, he probably doesn't get paid a ton, right? Is he from God's Hate?
He's the lead singer of God's Hate, yeah.
Okay. They're pretty prevalent. They're probably making a pretty penny, right? Maybe?
I'm sure, if I were to guess...
On the scale of hardcore bands.
Well, so God's Hate, they're a lot of people in that band, it's their other band.
Yeah.
So they mainly do fests or like small shows and shit like that. But they do clean up on merch.
Okay.
So I'm sure they're paying a lot of bills off God's Hates, but I don't know if it's their main source of income.
As far as wrestling, gentlemen, is he higher up in that scale? Do you think maybe?
Oh
mid?
I'm sure he's doing good off AW.
So then he's
not the highest paid guy in AW, but I'm sure he's doing nice working AW.
So I think he's just at this point still truly someone who is dedicated to both art forms. And he's not like, I don't think either one is necessarily a side project.
Yeah.
And that's something that I like. That's something that I like. even with what's his face, Andy Williams from Every Time I Die.
Yeah.
He's always been in wrestler shape. He went through like a lot of the indie stuff, and then he kind of just became a fucking pro wrestler.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, but through working through, like, that's something that he did on his own time.
You've seen his Sam Roberts interview with him, right?
Uh-uh.
Try to check it out if you have time. It just makes you like him so much because he's like, he doesn't add any of this extra fantastical bullshit. He's just like, Sam's like, so like, what made you decide to want to do it? He's like, I've always been a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And now I have the time to do it.
Yes,
so
literally. Yeah,
I just went to wrestling school.
And he did
like,
because he was that dedicated. He was that much of a fan. He was I want to do it.
I love that shit because you know me, I'm an over-explainer. So like when I see someone who can just be clear and concise like that, I go, that's fucking beautiful.
And something like the lead singer from God's Hate, it's like he is truly dedicated to both of those things.
Yeah.
And like he doesn't need either one of the other things.
Exactly.
He's not doing it.
It's beautiful.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He's like he's so dedicated. That's awesome. I forgot. I knew there was a connection with the wrestling.
Yeah. No, it was great.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. I also sent you this clip. I don't know if you're done with the
two more things. Oh yeah. So Trapped Under Ice ripped.
Yeah.
Fucking dude, I remember I got so, not for real, but I got so mad at the lead singer of Suburban Scum because I forget how to say his name, but the lead singer of End It was there just hanging out.
Yeah.
And then, so he gave him a shout out. What?
Akil?
That's how you say it, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So
again, another former voice of Punk Rock Seinfeld. Check out Punk Rock Seinfeld on Instagram and YouTube.
Check it out. So he was there. Sorry.
I know. I caught one over here earlier.
Yeah, but I'm looking at your pool. I saw some big cheeks. God damn. Dude, and she had, that shit was up her crack. That was it's your pool. I'm not even trying to look. She fucking threw them at me.
Now we know what Andy was doing in this room.
Okay, I'm guilty.
Not podcasting.
I'm guilty. I'll have a big fat ass.
He's jorking it over there at the pool.
I was actually admiring your pool for how fucking clear the water looks.
Yeah, it is actually getting to be pool season again. So.
Yeah, because it's getting like hot out. That's why everyone's making fun of my fucking legs on podcasts now. Because it's short weather. I did have a dude on the Spotify. You could comment on the Spotify and someone... someone did... We may want to do a side episode of No More Heroes. Because someone goes... He just types, Postman, I beg of you.
Postman.
The movie.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we could work that in at some point eventually.
Oh, that's nice.
I think because we don't get a lot of requests, so it'd be nice to accommodate one.
What was that on Spotify or
Spotify? Nice. I don't have it logged in on my phone. I can double check, but I think it was The Postman.
Yeah.
Which I've heard is a good ass movie.
That was the follow up to Waterworld.
Yeah. Oh, but the one dude on Spotify was like, Andy's legs are real bright, like. Reflections or whatever the fuck, just
yeah.
And then like the next day he like messaged me on Instagram. He was like, he's like, I'm just fucking around, dude. Yeah, I love that you talk about hardcore. I was like, dude, I don't care.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I know my legs are white.
It's
stupid.
funny. Also, I
short season, like when short season comes up for men, it's a rough couple weeks. Let's just say until you get a couple drives and long drives in the sun.
Yeah,
something like that to get some sun on your legs, or you're actively try to tan them.
I just appreciate anyone responding to any of this.
Honestly, any interaction.
It's just feedback.
Are
you calling me fat? That's feedback. That's feedback from my work.
And you know what fat guys like? Feed.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, so the lead singer of End It was there, and the lead singer of Suburban Scum. He was like in the middle of a set. He like said like made a joke towards him because I guess they're friends or whatever. Because he's from Suburban Scum's. Oh no, dude's from Baltimore, but I think the Suburban Scum lead singer's from Boston. But either way,
interesting. That adds to the not racist if they're friends.
They're friends.
Yeah.
Because to quote you from previous episode, the guy from End It, black guy.
And
I'm just quoting Pat.
Black guy.
But
he makes the joke.
He makes a joke and he goes, End It doing a surprise set later. And I very seriously go, wait, was he serious about that? Was he serious? And I'm like, and then it gets later into the night. I go, and it's not playing. Because I was so excited, I lied to myself immediately about it.
I would have thought, you know me, I'm a going back to wrestling terms, I am a big old mark.
I'm a mark too, dude.
But I would have also fallen for that.
Because I wanted it so bad. Because End It,
just come out and do a song, even.
Dude, hey, he had such a funny interview on Hard Lore where he was like, we don't even do End It because we're like, oh, we need to be in a band. He goes, we just do it because he's like, we started End It because we didn't think Baltimore hardcore was getting enough respect. So he's like, we just write music so people know we got good shit going on down here.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
That's very admirable.
Yeah. He has an interesting story. He was like delivering bodies during the coronavirus. It was crazy. Oh, but I think that was the final thing. So do you remember me talking about the dude from Story So Far about how he won't move? He just stands still on stage.
Yeah.
Well, that's for Story So Far. When he comes out with his band No Pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, is he moving?
Oh, really?
Dude, it was so funny because he the first beat drops. He doesn't just kind of move. He like jumps and bolts from side to side. And to catch people up, if you haven't seen Parker something or other from Story So Far, doesn't just stand still. We'll like folded arms, hands in pockets, whatever and dude, I'm telling you, the second the beat dropped for No Pressure, dude, zooming around stage. It's so
interesting.
It's so obvious he likes being in No Pressure way more than I don't even think he likes being in Story So Far anymore.
It seems like he doesn't. Not only like if we want to talk about body language, it's like he's body screaming at the top of his lungs.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like he's like literally everything is he's doing interpretive dance on how much he hates that other band.
Bro, I was laughing so much because I was like in my head, I was like, let's see if he moves or not.
Yeah.
As immediately starts running around.
Like, where'd he go?
Yeah. it was so fucking obvious that he likes being in No Pressure more.
Interesting.
But you know what I think it is? I think at their level, I think it's like, well, I need to do Story So Far to pay the bills. So I'll do that, and then I'll do No Pressure, the band I like to do.
One for you, one for me kind of thing.
Yeah, so hopefully for the Story So Far fans, No Pressure doesn't get popular, because I have a feeling the second they do, you're not seeing any more Story So Far shows.
Yeah, it's going to be so long to the story. I mean,
I was right there. You should have said, oh, you might as well call them Story So Long. No, that doesn't work either.
Story So Long.
Yeah.
Now you just sound Asian again.
Yeah. Oh, it's not wrong story.
I didn't do the voice.
Oh, it's not wrong story.
Didn't do the voice.
But not so fun weekend was a pretty fucking fun weekend. Shout out to all the bands. This very last thing. This could be it was funny. So I went in my short shorts because I was gonna dance a little bit, and I went in a t-shirt, and then I keep forgetting Texas is chilly. Texas it got very chilly.
I noticed that. I also saw that it was a possibility of rain that night too.
Oh yeah, it like almost sprinkled for like 5 seconds, but it never actually rained.
Yeah.
But no, it got very cold, so I then acquired a Suburban Scum long sleeve because, shout out to Suburban Scum, the only people there with the 3X late in the day.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Supposed to be, that's not even a well-dressed weekend.
Yes, it was a very fun show.
I sent you this clip, and I thought it was really interesting because we had the same exact, I think, reaction to it.
Yeah, okay, I guess we'll play the clip before, because part of me had a very nerdy response to it.
What do you mean?
Well, so the clip we're about to watch is basically the Dropkick Murphy guy. He sees a MAGA shirt, and I don't know. There is part of me that is like, it's a little gay to like make this even into a thing, but the way he goes about it is like the nicest way to go about it.
To me, this was, we had initial thought of like the fact that this is a guy from Boston who has this opinion. That's interesting enough. But it's also the fact of like you said, he starts out by calling out punk bands. That's like he's like in the middle of. It sounds like he's ending.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
He's ending a rant of being like, "Come on, where are all these punk bands?" Like saying like, "Stand up!" Like actually make a message and like this is. I think, and this is just me maybe possibly reading into it, But I think he's ending a rant, something being like, I thought Punk was supposed to be about unity. Why do you hate these guys and you want to keep these guys out? They're coming here to the show, so there's some kind of common ground here. Mm-hmm. This is paraphrasing what I'm reading into, but he starts the clip by saying, "Where are all the Punk bands?" And I think it's like trying to make the argument of like he agrees with you guys on most things, everything we're singing about. So let me just try to appeal to you, and the way he does it is fucking perfect. Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
You don't think so?
Well, wait. No, I was just gonna comment off of something too. Where what were you saying too? Where he was just like, if you're wearing the MAGA shirt, why are you here? Is that what you were talking about?
No. I was saying like how all punk bands, their first reaction is, fuck these people, alienate these people. Anybody that agrees with these people, fuck them. You can find common ground. You're already at the same show as us. Yeah. Like you're at the same show as other Dropkick Murphy fans. If you're liberal and you're Republican, you can't just kick him out. You got to talk.
Also, people are fucking retarded because most people are receptive if you're polite and nice to them.
Brother, he's front row at a Dropkick Murphy show. He's obviously a fan.
Yeah, no. I'll say this too. I was saying it's a little.
You can't say these people are different.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, I hear what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's saying like what he is, I think, saying in this representative, like what this represents is what I've been saying of like punk rock is supposed to be for everybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you vote Republican, if you vote Democrat, if you vote whatever.
Yeah.
You believe in this. These are your beliefs, whatever financial thing, however you vote. But it just became so separated, and like I just love the way he kind of goes about this. Is this it?
So he sees a guy in the crowd with
it's a kitty cat.
It's a kitty cat. That is a kitty cat.
Oh, sorry. I'll just take my time getting that one off.
It's almost done. It's almost done.
Wait. There we go. Hold on.
Can you control it? If you refresh it, I think you can control the volume better.
All right, let me do that.
Oh, I was saying before too. I think my instinct too is because I look at it from my perspective, and I was like, if I saw someone walk in with a Biden shirt, I wouldn't want to call him out. So it is kind of like my instinct at first is it is a little gay to call the guy out, but at the same time, punk is inherently political and shit. Yeah. And so this is him sort of showing you these are my political beliefs, but I'm also respecting yours by not immediately coming at you and calling you a fucking dickhead and shit like that. So it is, Yeah,
I think it's also like the fact that he's like appealing to him in a very specific way, and also a way that would speak to like I think it already eliminates a line of argument for like, how some people can be like, how could you vote for that guy? Oh, I think his business ethics are perfect. This is like him shutting down that argument and just being like, look, just enjoy the show, but here, let me do this. Like, I don't think he's like necessarily trying to like make him a target. He's just, it's like a bit that I think is just.
Well, he does. I don't want to ruin you just play it like that. Yeah. Wait, what was I going to say? Yeah, no, he does. I don't want to ruin the moment, but he does make a very interesting point.
Yeah.
Or all the other punk bands. The reason we speak out, we don't care if we lose fans, because when history's said and done, we want it known that Dropkick Murphy stood with the people, we stood with the workers.
Yeah, and
immediately can't argue that.
And that's literally what we've said a lot of times is I don't go out of my way to alienate people, but I'm going to be me. So you were saying it earlier. If you don't like it, we're not mad. Like,
I don't
just
hate
keep
you.
it moving. I'm not mad at you. Just go away.
But it's like, yeah. Sorry, we keep like explaining it, but we could just.
Okay. And it's all a fucking scam, guys. Okay, I want to propose in the name of decency and fairness, sir. I'd like to propose a friend.
And that's another good thing, because I've been realizing too with like I noticed this thing with like it's one thing to go, okay, if you had to pick Kamala or Trump, who would you pick? It's another thing to then like be like, oh, I'm gonna go buy their merch.
Yeah.
It's like this I don't even know what the term would be. Like, did you see the thing with Trump? Elon took Trump in a Tesla.
Yeah.
Zach Amigo had the greatest bit.
He invented it.
Which I think Zach was the first one, and then everyone stole it from him.
Yeah.
Where he compared it to the scene from The Sopranos where the dude was blowing the dude. Fucking brilliant. Shout out Zach Amico. And then Trump, he's sitting in there and he says something like, it's all computer. And then everyone was like, they took that and they like put it, they like spread it around, turned it into memes, made it all this like fun, quirky shit. And I just go, hey, can this reflex to do that with like politicians and shit? Can we chill the fuck out with that?
Yeah.
It's very annoying and it's very fucking lame. And it's like, it's like we're picking which, we're like, our fake democracy lets us pick which ruler we want to have.
Yeah.
They're all still fucking scumbags.
Yeah.
Stop buying their fucking merch.
And like he says, he's even saying like politics wise, like just saying
Yeah.
it's a scam. It's all a fucking scam.
Yeah.
And that is something that like I've always thought of, like aside from when NoFX got so politicized in the 2001 election. No.
Yeah.
Was it 2000?
It might have been 04.
Kerry Bush it was the second Bush term that he was running.
I think it was 04.
So it was, and that where they're just like, not my president, this and that. I'm like, yeah, I was in that mindset too. I was very into that. But what propaganda in their whole argument was they were like, you're backing the Democratic candidate. Like, it could be fuck this guy for sure, but it doesn't. Like you going like I'm this or that. Like so.
Yeah.
When punk rockers got designated as Kamala voters, it's like, wait, what? Like,
yeah,
I don't vote for fucking. It's either nobody, maybe the Libertarian candidate, and then they're like, well, you're racist, and it's like that's. And he's saying it's a fucking scam. You're all Dropkick Murphy fans.
Yeah, no, it's. I would say like, this for like with Fat Mike, like it's one thing. It's one thing to be like, hey, this is the better of two evils.
Yeah.
You know, because if you want to feel involved and vote and stuff.
Or fuck this guy.
What?
Yeah, or even just fuck this active president.
Yeah, those are all valid responses. It's when you start going into the realm of like throwing your support behind him, it starts getting a little weird.
Campaigning
if you're a
them.
punk band, especially.
Yeah. So like, yeah, that's the kind of thing. So
that's what I liked about this clip, where he's like throwing it out there, like, "Hey, man, you can pick which one you like more, but just remember it's a scam before you buy the fucking merch."
Exactly.
A friendly wager. You can't lose this wager. Would you, in the name of dialogue and discourse, and I appreciate you being here, would you agree to a friendly wager?
By the way, his setup is. I know that there are
like little things like saying, "I appreciate you being here."
Yeah, I appreciate you being here. A friendly wager. Like his whole approach to this is so professional. This bit is. I obviously he's probably done it forever, like a ton of times.
Yeah.
But like it's one of those things because like they're a band from Boston that sings about Boston. They're gonna have a lot of people that are pro-Trump in their crowd.
Yeah.
So like I'm sure they've come to this and probably get a lot of that bullshit of like him saying, I don't care if we lose fans. And like he didn't say, I don't care if we lose you guys as fans. I don't give a fuck if all of you guys, anybody that here, like so that's what I really appreciate.
Well, and
it's
also
the way he sets it up is so specific and so open.
Well, also too, the way he sets it up, like that one line where he goes, "I appreciate you being here."
Yes.
It signifies he's being nice to the guy.
Yes.
So much of why Trump caught on is because people like you were just everyone. A lot of people on the left were being so mean and so fucking cunty, and it was basically about it was the way these like hardcore fans respond to any disagreement.
Yeah.
It's like you don't approach it with open-mindedness and like love and shit like that. You approach it with fuck you, submit.
Yeah.
And like when you do that, people go suck my dick, and then they go on the other side and they act like a bigger cunt towards you.
Right. It's all a fucking scam.
Yeah. So it's like, dude,
it's like literally just like it's meant to distract and disorient.
It's
Like
like,
it's all it is.
Yeah, and also it's a retarded strategy. If you want people to agree with you, be nicer to them.
They're all distractions. Yeah. Be nicer to them.
Yeah.
And it's not even. This is even like even Jordan saying like Republicans buy shoes too, like shit like that, like those things where people like still beat them up over these quotes. This does not backfire. This is one of those things where this bit works every fucking time.
I just appreciate. Yeah, it does. It's so good, and I just appreciate so much his energy right here. Because I'm telling you, as a guy who I didn't when Trump came out in 2016. Like, as a guy who, when Trump dropped,
when the first Trump dropped,
yeah, on the first Trump debut, no, I was a guy who'd be like, I never supported him, but I couldn't, when you're talking about politics, you can't, and you'd hear people who are like super on the left, they would say things, and you'd just be like, I don't like him, but like that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then you would get so much hostility from people.
Yeah.
Or I'm a type of guy who, I wasn't necessarily convinced of the COVID narrative out of the gate, and I wasn't convinced on masks and shit like that. It's like there's all these different things where it's like people would come at you with so much fucking hostility that when you have someone like this who disagrees with you, who's just like, but I'm going to be nice to you at the same time.
He's talking about a wager.
I'm the type of guy where that shit goes so far with me. You can, dude, you could be like, dude, I was joking about it on a stream one time. I was like, brother, you could deny the Holocaust in front of me if you just had a good attitude about it.
Right. If you didn't try to sound like such a fucking prick.
I mean, I'm going to disagree, but like, I'll fucking...
And that's okay. You can disagree.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. But this is one of those things that is undisagreeable, I think. And especially for a band that like loves the working man.
Yeah.
He says, sure, that's a good sport. Well, first of all, do you support American workers? Of course you do. Of course you do. Okay. So, and do you support American businesses? Obviously. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys are aware because we don't go around bragging about it, but Dropkick Murphys always sells proudly made in America merchandise only. And here's the bet I'd like to make. If you lose the bet, we switch shirts, okay? If you win the bet, I give you $100.
Keep turning to me and acting it out.
Yeah. I love it.
No, I know. You were making me laugh going like, yeah, Pat, I saw this already. No, I'm fucking with you.
And the shirts, right? That's why I said
we're filming ourselves.
Right? All right.
Oh.
Matt, can we get a little drum roll, please?
I thought the camera was going to change directions again.
This is fucking high drama here. American made, sir, could you both turn backwards? Don't worry, no one's gonna. He just needs to check your tags on your shirt and your hat. Just need to see where they're made. No, the MAGA shirt, the MAGA.
I knew where this was.
I gotta say, lots of snarky laughter, but not everybody's snarky laughing.
Wait.
No, I'm saying the in the crowd.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
There's lots of people like, oh shit, he just burned him. That's not what he's doing.
Dude, it goes.
He's doing it subtly. Stop ruining it.
This is another thing too.
He's not trying to get him.
He said it's all a scam.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing everyone's got to remember, because we were talking about a lot of those like vigilante moments where how they always get like political.
Yeah. And
it's like, whenever we all see the same video, but if you're a conservative, you think one thing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If you're a liberal, you think the other way. It's like, because everyone when it comes to politics has a team mentality.
Yeah, it's a win-lose.
You can't assess the situation as just an issue. You have to assess it as like, well, how does my team win? And that's why everyone's getting snarky, is because they're like, he's gonna fucking own them. It's like, no, we're having a nice moment.
This is just a fun realization that what I said is true. It's a scam.
Yeah, dude.
Like the guy who touts America he's got not. It's something that I noticed in 2001.
Scamming all of his people in crypto too,
dude. 9/11, 2001. You remember?
Which one? Which year was it?
2001.
Oh, okay. That's actually my third favorite 9/11.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the first two?
Anyway, what were you gonna say?
It was the fact that,
dude, I know about 9/11s you don't even know about.
I didn't even realize. You ever heard of 73?
Oh God!
But the
best year for 9/11s.
But it was on a Tuesday that year. Bro, if it was on a Tuesday in 73, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
You know it was crazy. In 88, it actually happened in the afternoon.
Holy fuck!
We got a 9/11 every
fucking every couple decades. But there is a but the the whole thing was like at our school, like there was this like, it immediately happened, and I started to realize like this forced patriotism on everybody, and they're like, American flags, American flags, American flags. They handed them out in one of our like school assemblies or something like that, like to say like, we support America here. And I am not, I wish I would have saved it. I am not exaggerating that it was a plastic flag on a wooden stick. On one side it was like this. Like, I don't even think it had the right number of stripes or stars. It was supposed to be 13 stripes and 50 stars, I believe, right? Hey, don't make me a naturalized citizen. On the other side, don't make me a naturalized citizen. I won't pass the test. The stripes didn't line up.
Yeah.
And right in the middle, it said "Made in China."
Yeah.
And I go like,
yeah.
Nobody notices this. Nobody.
Yeah.
This is the effort. So like, this is him making an effort of saying, we are for the American workers because we have formed a business with this band and we employ Americans. We get our products from America, like all this other shit of like, we are walking the walk and talking the talk. Mm-hmm. And your politicians, no matter who they are, I would hope that he did the same for like Kamala. Like if somebody has a Kamala or Hillary shirt or something like that, just to be like, hey, let me just ask you a quick question. I would hope. But the fact that he's doing it with a guy who is so like, America, 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 well, and then like he's like, look at this. I don't want to give it away.
I was going to say, do we get to the payoff?
I don't want to give it away. He's asking him to check the tag. Nicaragua.
It's made in Nicaragua!
Great word with his voice, by the way.
But he's a good sport.
So, no, he is a good sport. He's taking the shirt off. We're taking crime off the streets.
That's so funny. Yeah, so the thing I was saying before is like,
God bless your fucking heart.
God bless your fucking heart. The thing I was going to say earlier where I was going to get nerdy about it is like, I'm a big advocate of, like, I'm a big fan of free markets, free market capitalism, free trade, all that shit. So just by the fact that it's from Nicaragua, that doesn't mean anything. I'm like, yeah, we should all be have a more laissez-faire thing. So everyone, because like, dude, you get shit like that's how, all the white ladies get their avocados and shit. You know what I mean? There's certain things that we just can't grow here great. So, they can grow them in California, but because of South America, that's how you get a fuck ton of avocados.
Right.
That being said, that's me. If you're fucking Trump, the fuck it says from Indonesia on that shit.
Yeah, if you are who you say you are, then you should be able to at least offer things from America, or do you know what I mean? Like made in America by Americans, all this other shit of like, if that's what you're saying, like this is a band who even if it's like, I don't even mean to say like they're staying apolitical. No, I think he hates Trump. That's okay. But that's what I'm saying is he's not hating him by just going like, fuck you, dude. He's a guy that's saying like, he goes against what I believe. And this is how I'm going to tell you this is why I don't believe that. Not that you have to take that shirt off in my show. Not that anything like that. Yeah. He could have kept his shirt. He could have just said like, he
didn't even make him take it off.
No, he's like, we'll switch shirts. But he's like, he kept his end of the deal because it's one of those things of like, hey man, these people that I'm a fan. This how I always say about Propagandhi. God damn it, we're the segue kings. Propagandhi's got a new single out. And Propagandhi is the band.
What's it? Take your MAGA shirt off or I'll fucking kill you with a gun?
Might as well be called. It's basically that. But like, that's the band that they are.
We're not here to talk. We're here to do.
They practice what they preach. And they're a band that like, if you are truly a fan of theirs and they were to like say, hey man, like, can I ask you why you do this? Why you do that? Like morally, they would be able to probably sensibly talk you into not believing what they believe, but like being able to think for yourself more. Like this is a thing where like, don't fall for the scams of politics. Don't fall for the scams of like anything else. Like Propagandhi has a very radicalized or very like they're like the Antifa of bands. You know what I mean? Like they have like they really do. They're vegans that have it more. I think they're like more morally like driven, like in a lot of their political shit, but they're still very much like they talk shit about politics, but literally both sides. Where a lot of places where they say, I want to reach across the aisle, I want to work with this, it's all just a fucking lie.
Yeah.
Punk rock is supposed to be a thing where like I'm allowed to say what I believe, not have you hate me forever, but also just maybe consider what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. And that's what it's supposed to be, a discourse, a conversation, whatever. But no matter what, you are welcome here.
Well, I think all that...
So, like, that's what it's supposed to be. But
yeah, I think, I don't know what it is specifically, but I think a lot of the shit got corrupted because you just notice it in society in general. It was like, it coincided with like the notion that they're like, we've talked about it before, but like silence is violence.
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, you have to always be affirming that you're like a good person.
Yeah.
So I think it's more, everyone has more of an obsession with quote unquote being a good person over, no, what about the specific issue do you have a problem with?
yeah. It's just a thing of like people don't actually take time to like think about who they support, and they get caught up in a mentality of like, your player cheats, and you're like, I didn't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. And then like, but if they were playing for a different team, you'd be like, that piece of shit is always cheating. It's like, you don't see the hypocrisy of it, but like,
it's
you gotta
crazy.
say, it's not saying you can't like Trump or can't wear a MAGA shirt. It's just like one of those things of like, hey man, I just want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's just say the biggest platform he runs on, America.
Yeah. Where do you think his clothing's from?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things of like, it's easy. It should be that, but like I said, I hope he does it for.
It's like all that shit. I was saying the thing before about crypto. You guys know me. I love Bitcoin.
Yeah.
All that other shitcoin stuff. It's like, dude, he's like tricking his fucking. I was about to say fans, and then I stopped because I was gonna say supporters, and I go, well, no, also
they
fans.
buy merch. They're fans.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, he's like tricking people in. He's tricking his fans and supporters into buying him and his wife's crypto and shit. Now it's like, don't get me wrong. If he's in office doing a thing I'll be like, hell yeah, cool. But I'm not gonna. It's like I don't trust these guys as far as I can fucking throw them. If I can say a boomer phrase again, you know, it's like it's just that's why I try to just be more driven on the issues rather than like the fucking team shit, because the team shit's so toxic. That's why I'll fucking call Elon gay as the day is long. But I'll be honest at the same time. Like, you know, the fact that people can disseminate information on Twitter is a plus. I like that Doge found the stuff about USAID and that's a whole front for the CIA and all. Like, I'm not going to lie just because I fucking don't want to hang out with him at a party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I'd rather, you know.
Broken clock's right twice a day, baby.
I'd rather there not be a dude, I'm a fucking radical retard. I'd be happy if there was no federal government. You know what I mean? But this is what we have, so I'm going to fucking look at it how I see, but I'm not going to. I still know they're all fucking.
I'm also not going to take my shirt off in front of a crowd of people.
Yeah, that was the craziest part of the fucking video. Yeah.
Hey, if I'm saying anything, it's
yeah.
Can I just do it in the bathroom, or can I just nobody look?
Yeah.
Can everybody turn around, please?
It's just like, hey man, I agree. Trump was probably a better pick than Kamala, but don't forget, a lot of those guys in office have pictures with Epstein. So let's calm down.
Yeah, exactly.
Just slow it down, everyone.
Yeah,
just slow it down.
And again, it's not necessarily feeling like he's pro anybody else. It's just being anti-Trump. I support 100%. You can be anti anybody, but once you're starting to support something and then alienate other people because of that, aside from like the hate speech, the unity thing, it all kind of became subjective. This is one of those things where he's like, hey, here's a platform I can say, like, I don't fucking like this guy, and I feel very confident having this argument anywhere. And like that's a thing where like it's
an easy one too, dude. Because it's like, how are you gonna call your shit America first and then be like,
make America great
again? Oh, by the way, our shirts are in Indonesia.
Yeah. So actually, this is a USA hockey team hat, and this was made nowhere. Bangladesh.
Hell yeah, dude.
USA, baby.
Where's my hat?
Can I get a Dropkick Murphy hat?
Where does Capra? Where does
Well,
Capra
mine
get-
says United States Hockey.
Oh shit! I've worn my hat out.
Damn.
Where does Capra get their hats from? I don't know. Doesn't say. I rubbed it off. Damn. That's how sweaty my head is.
Probably the fucking blood diamond mines.
Probably. Yeah.
Animals.
We're breaking the case on Capra.
We're gonna crack this case wide open.
Hell yeah.
Next week, merch police will be here to call out every punk band that doesn't buy from America.
Hell yeah. What music do you want to talk about next week?
Well,
I
go ahead.
had an idea, but I wanted to see where you were at on it.
Do you want to go oldie or newie?
Slightly oldie, I think.
Slightly oldie.
Yeah.
Okay, how oldie?
Probably.
Can we stop saying oldie also?
You started it.
I know, but I don't like it anymore.
I said it once. You said it about
Yeah, the
7
more you
times
say
in the
it, the
span
more I
of 30
hate it.
seconds. Well, I wanted to bounce this off because.
Are we doing the same album?
What?
We're listening to the same album, or do we each pick one?
Well, I was thinking it's an album. We could both pick an album.
Yeah, that's true.
It is true.
What do you want to do?
Well, I was also thinking about using it to go through albums that I've never listened to before in their entirety. This might be. I'm afraid you'll make fun of me for this, but I kind of want to listen to Appetite for Destruction.
Oh, really? Guns N' Roses?
Like Guns N'
I don't think I've
Roses.
ever listened to it either.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna. I don't think I'm gonna love it. I'm just curious what's gonna happen. It popped into my head the other day, and I want to force myself to listen to Appetite for Destruction front to back.
Isn't that a two-parter? No, that's not the two-parter. I think their follow-up was that.
Wait, is it long as fuck?
It's 1987. No, it's not. It's
long
the other
is
one. I think that this one is Your Illusion 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That's one that they have. I remember there being that. Appetite for Destruction. Let's do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah. I do have a couple of the songs saved, which is weird.
But I also think it'd be fun to do one that we're not completely convinced on.
And I definitely have not listened to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be. I also thought about it too. I go, you're gonna dislike enough of it that it'll be hilarious.
Yeah. I will.
I'm also.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking about you and your performance because I know what'll make you be the funniest.
So how about if we're doing that? Have you ever listened to front to back the album Rain and Blood?
I haven't.
Okay, we can do that one.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's
I think-
similar. I think that's the same. No, Rain and Blood is 1985. Looks like expanded version is on Spotify. It's 1986. It looks like.
Oh, okay.
So I think the other one we just said, Appetite for Destruction, is 1987. So similar time frame.
Oh, here we go.
Similar-ish genre. And we could do Rain and Blood, and we'll do Appetite for Destruction. That'll be our two album breakdowns.
Our
next
two
week.
tunes.
Yeah.
The next week's two tunes.
Are we doing research error on this? Is this our unleashing the research error on Drive Dead Lake?
If it gives me more of that, then yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do it. I mean, you don't have to do.
Have you ever heard of Wick Wooben?
Axl Rose?
Axl Rose and Swash. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. We're doing the album breakdowns in baby voice.
Oh, shut no, wheel, shut no, wheel.
I'm the angel of death.
I don't know anything about Slayer
Good. That was
except that riff.
You're gonna get that. You're gonna get a little bit of that.
Yeah, we could definitely do. We could definitely. I don't.
I also think there's enough to make fun of
Yeah.
Rain and Blood. Also, that's why I picked that one.
Let's be real. A lot of effort goes into No More Heroes for Pat.
Hey, I'm fine. I just needed to know if I needed to unleash the beast.
You don't have
research.
no.
I mean, we can both research it.
Yeah. But you don't have to do like a whole. I don't know if we have to do like a whole fucking extensive.
What if I research Appetite for Destruction and you research Rain and Blood?
We could do that.
Because I know what I know about Rain and Blood, and you know a little bit whatever you know about Appetite for Destruction. But since that's the one you pick and that's the one I pick, I'll research that. You research Rain and Blood.
Okay.
Deal?
Deal. Be a good cut.